Today we're going to talk about investing in gold and silver for beginners. So I'm going to give you the whole arsenal, everything that you need to know, from what products to invest in, what premiums and spreads are, storage and taxes. You're going to get everything in this video because it's so important that you know all these details, because not knowing one of these details can really lead to you not making money or paying a lot more than what other people are paying for their gold and silver. Before we get started talking about spreads and premiums, I really wanted to point out my passion, because I've been investing in gold and silver since the age of 12. I know this sounds incredible and you're like, wow, really? A little kid was investing in gold and silver? I'm 32 years old right now, and 20 years ago, yes, but it's true, I was already buying gold and silver. Back in the days, I was buying antique silver coins, and we bought buckets of them, buckets and buckets and buckets, and we kind of sorted them out and we sold them individually on eBay and actually made good money doing it. That was back in the days, that was like 2000, 2002. So in the early stages of the internet, if you will. So this is really an area that I'm super passionate about. And I want to share my knowledge with you because I've learned a lot over the past decades investing in gold and silver. And I really want to pass this information, this knowledge on to you. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'm uploading new videos on digital nomad locations, investing and crypto several times a week right now. What is your personal experience investing in gold and silver? Leave a comment below and let us know. Make sure to watch this video until the end, because I'm gonna tell you how you can avoid paying taxes on bullion legally. The first point that I wanted to discuss with you in this video is spreads and premiums. Now, whenever you buy gold, okay, we're not talking about buying physical gold, okay? We're not talking about exchange traded funds, stocks, indexes, nothing like that, okay? So what I'm talking about in this video and what I want to pass on to you has to do with buying physical gold and silver, an area that I know very well. Spreads and premiums is a really important subject because you want to make sure that you pay the least spread and the least premium. And the reason why you want to make sure that you pay the least spread and premium, okay, meaning you get the smallest percentage, is because you want to make money. Buying gold and silver, on one side is probably not about making money. It's a lot more about, making sure you are properly protected against inflation. However, if you pay a lot more, meaning wherever you buy your gold and silver, if you pay a lot more than what the spot price is and you would have gotten a better deal somewhere else, then you're losing money. So basically the premium is a markup, okay? If a bullion dealer, let's say you go to a bullion dealer in San Antonio, Texas, and they charge you 5% above the spot price, which is also known and referred to as premium, then you pay 5% more than the actual value, than the current market price. Let's say an ounce of gold is trading at $2,000, right? Let's say this is the market price. Okay, so if you pay a 5% premium, then you would pay $2,100 for 1 ounce of gold, which could be a bar, could be a coin, doesn't matter. And generally speaking, the larger coins have lower spreads because they have better liquidity, and it also adds up to a bigger transaction. Whenever you buy smaller coins, for instance, if you buy 1/4 of an ounce, 1/2 an ounce, then you usually pay a higher spread. And we're talking about gold right now. But if you want to get a good value, then yeah, you want to buy the bigger ones. But we're going to talk about this in just a second. The next term that I wanted to talk with you about is the spread. Now, the spread is the difference between the buy and the sell price. An example, let's say you bought an ounce of gold for $2,100, like we pointed out, and whenever you sell it back, would it be to the dealer? Would it be to somebody you know? Would it be for an auction? Doesn't matter. Let's say you're selling it back for a little bit less than what you bought it for, or you're selling it back, at a certain amount. Doesn't matter. But the spread is the difference between the buy and the sell price. So if you bought it at $2,100 and then the dealer is going to buy it back from you at, let's say, $2,000, then 5% would be the spread in this particular case. Typically, premiums and spreads move along with supply and demand. Okay, if there is a shortage of gold and silver in the market, or especially in the location that you're in, you can expect to pay higher premiums, and spreads are usually going to be bigger in this instance as well. All right, let's talk about what products to invest in. This is a very crucial point. Each point that we're going to talk about in this video is just as important as the other. Talking about what products to invest in. When it comes to buying silver, silver is a bit trickier because silver generally has larger spreads and larger premiums. Because technically silver is a commodity in most countries. It is not labeled as an investment good. It's not an investment product in many cases, and that's why some countries charge VAT, but we're going to talk about this as well. However, when you're buying silver, to avoid large spreads and large premiums, what you want to do is you want to buy the larger bars. So you want to buy 1 kilogram silver bars, 5 kilogram, 10 kilogram, 15, 25, 30, whatever they have. Buy larger bars. Larger, I mean the minimum would be 1 kilogram, okay? If they have ounce bars, I would say a minimum of 10 ounces. Don't buy anything smaller than that. So it could be a 10 ounce bar, a 100 ounce bar, or a 1,000 ounce bar. Because when you then sell it back to the dealer, again, you're going to pay less in terms of spread. They're going to give you a better price because you have a larger quantity. However, if you do want to buy silver coins, you can do that. And what I would advise you to do, still the same. You want to buy 10 ounce. They do exist, right? 10 ounce silver coins. And you think like, wow, 10 ounce silver coins, that must be a massive coin. And yes, indeed it is. It's a pretty big coin, like a 10 ounce coin is pretty big. And what you can also do is buy 1 ounce silver coins. Now the problem with 1 ounce silver coins is that, again, you pay a lot more above the spot price. You pay a bigger premium. However, if you buy it from a dealer and later on you want to sell it, you can also sell it for more because these coins, 1 ounce silver coins, first of all, they have a date on them, okay? So if you buy, let's say 100 1 ounce silver coins, manufactured, produced in 2021, and you sell them 10 years later, they will also have some collector value because they're already aged. So a coin, if you would buy it today from, let's say, 2011, would be worth more than a coin from 2021. That is just the nature of the game. So it wouldn't be too bad, it wouldn't be bad advice to tell you, okay, buy maybe a case of 1 ounce silver coins, American Eagles, or Canadian Maple, or Austrian Philharmonic, or the British, There's a lot of 1 ounce silver coins, and they're pretty to look at. All right, so I have a 1 ounce silver coin here. This is what it looks like, okay? It's a Vienna Philharmonic, beautiful coin. I personally love silver. Look how sexy, it's beautiful. It's a really nice coin. Also got some other coins here. If you want to take a quick look here, Australian kangaroo, then a South African, whatever it's called down there, Krugerrands, South African Krugerrands. Then here we have British, and an ounce from the US. So again, to summarize, for silver, best to buy bars because when you want to sell them back, especially through a dealer, if you later on decide to store the bullion, the silver, at a dealer, then it's a lot better if you buy the larger bars. So 1 kilogram, 5 kilogram, 10, 15, 20, whatever is available, but definitely higher than 1 kilogram, or 10 ounce, 100 ounce, and 1,000 ounce silver bars work as well. What gold products should you invest in? Now, gold is very different. Gold is labeled as an investment commodity. So it is classified, it is worldwide recognized as an investment asset. So when it comes to buying gold, for instance, an ounce of silver is worth right now just 25 bucks. If you want to sell it, you can get more for it. You can get above spot price, but it's roughly $25 to $30 right now, what you can get for an ounce of silver. However, an ounce of gold is worth a lot more. It is worth roughly $1,900 today. Meaning, no matter how much money you invest in precious metals, you're always going to have, if you would have bought the same amount for both, you're always going to have more silver than gold. Taking a look at gold, I'd recommend you to buy either 1 ounce gold coins, that works very well, 1-ounce gold bars, or if you can, let's say 100-gram gold bars or 1 kilogram gold bars work pretty good as well. However, the larger the gold bars, okay, the bigger the investment in a specific bar. It's the same as it is with silver. So with gold, I wouldn't see a problem buying 1-ounce gold coins, and they are being manufactured by, you know, different mints across the world. Like in the US, there's a mint in Switzerland, obviously Austria as well. And then we also have, again, Australia, the United Kingdom, Canada. All these countries are manufacturing gold products. Where should you store your gold and silver? This is a crucial question because there's a lot of moving parts here, right? I mean, technically you could store precious metals at home. However, how realistic is it to store larger quantities? Because maybe you go on vacation a lot and you're not at home, you know, and you always need to worry, well, what if somebody breaks into my house? You know, all these questions arise, and not a lot of people are comfortable having a lot of gold and silver in their home. Even if they don't tell anybody about it, it's always some risk. I'm not telling you not to have any gold and silver at your home or within reach, you know, maybe within a 30 to 60 minute drive. But it is something that you really need to consider because storing gold and silver at home is a risk. So you should have good home insurance that covers the specific products, specific gold and silver products that you store. And in order for the insurance to pay you, for the insurance to want to work with you, you need to have a pretty good safe. So insurance company is going to come over, or you're going to send them, you know, the details of the safe where you're going to store the gold in. And yeah, that would be one option. Another option would be something like a safety deposit box, which can be rented at a bank or at a private company. That is an option. And these boxes usually can be insured, okay? So in this instance, you wouldn't have the gold and silver stored at home, but it would be with a third party like a bank or some sort of private company that offers storage boxes. That is another option. And the third option is if you buy gold and silver at a bullion dealer, just store it there. And one of the big benefits of doing that is not only that your gold and silver is fully insured, but also that whenever you want to sell it back to the bullion dealer, you can do it with just a few clicks. This is very powerful, something that you may not be able to do if you store it at home, because if you have this at home, yeah, I mean, you can sell it anytime you want. How easy is it to find a buyer? That's a whole other question. General storage fees for gold range anywhere from 0.3 to 0.6% per year, meaning if you store, let's say, $100,000 worth of gold in Switzerland, in Canada, the United States, Singapore, Hong Kong, Austria, Germany, doesn't matter where you store your gold. So if, let's say, the value of the gold is 100,000 and they're gonna take the daily average value to determine how much you're going to pay in insurance. And let's say it's 100,000, you'd end up paying roughly $300 to $600 per year in insurance, which really isn't a lot because your gold or silver is going to appreciate in value over a year, and it's definitely on average going to appreciate more than 1%, much more than 1%. Insurance for silver is more expensive, typically ranges from 0.5 to as high as 1.25%. Insurance for silver is a bit more expensive, so expect to pay anywhere from 0.5 to 1.2% of the total value of the silver that you have stored at the bullion dealer, meaning, again, if you have $100,000 worth of silver, expect to pay anywhere from $500 to $1,200 a year in insurance premiums. A super important component. It's crucial. Without this piece, the puzzle is not complete. And you need to know what you're doing in this department because it's going to save you a lot of money or it's going to cost you a lot of money. What I'm talking about here is taxes. There's different types of taxes when it comes to buying, selling precious metals. We have the value-added tax, which is a sales tax, which really applies to silver primarily. Where you're going to buy silver is going to determine how much value-added tax you're going to pay. In some instances, you're not going to pay any. In most instances, a value-added tax, also known as sales tax, would be due. Okay, let me give you 2 countries where silver is not taxed on the purchase. And those 2 countries are Singapore and Estonia. If you want to buy silver, doesn't matter if you're buying silver coins, silver bars, in Singapore or Estonia, no value-added tax applies, meaning whatever the dealer charges for 1 ounce, let's say they charge $30, you're going to pay the $30, zero tax added. This is very beneficial if you want to buy it and then potentially store it, that's fine. However, if you buy it in other countries, let's say you buy silver in the United Kingdom and you store it in the United Kingdom, or you live in the United Kingdom, you got to pay the sales tax, the value-added tax, which there I believe is 19%. It's pretty high. In most European countries, it's also 19%. Actually, in most countries, the value-added tax unfortunately applies to silver products. Taking a look at gold. Gold, again, we have already talked about it at the beginning of this video. Gold is an investment commodity. It's an investment asset, an investment product. And because of that, most countries do not tax the purchase of gold. Doesn't matter if you're buying it in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, any developing country, most of them do not tax gold, which is great. So you can store it easily, you can buy it without too much consideration, there's no sales tax needed. Whatever the dealer charges, let's say it's $2,000 for an ounce of gold, then this is the final price. No 5%, no 10%, no 20% sales tax will be added. Now that we talked about value-added taxes, let's talk about capital gains taxes. This is very crucial because whenever you buy and sell gold, let's say you make a profit, you make a loss. If you make a loss, you can carry it over into the next financial year and possibly multiple financial years depending on where you located, where you have your residence. Countries operate very differently. However, when it comes to profits, okay, capital gains profit, be it short-term or long-term capital gains profit, it can vary a lot as well. Now, short-term capital gains profit is usually derived when you sell precious metals like silver and gold within a 1-year period. Let's say you purchased 100 ounces of gold on January 1st and sold it for 100% profit, at the end of the year, let's say December 15th, and you made obviously a good amount of money. And depending on what the short-term capital gains tax is in your country, let's say it is 20% or it is 15%, or I don't know, maybe it is taxed as regular income. You really need to look into this. I'm not a tax advisor and I cannot speak for all countries in this video because the length of the video would go up astronomically, but you really need to take a look at this. So if you sell within a 1-year period, it is considered as short-term capital gains tax. And just taking a look at it this way, some countries do not tax you on the profit of gold and silver, but some countries do. Should you sell your gold and silver after a longer period of time, let's say you bought it at the beginning of the year, let's say the year is 2022, and you sold it 3 years later, then a long-term capital gains tax applies. And depending on where you're located, depending on what income bracket you fall into, let's say the income bracket is 33%, then this is also the percentage of your profits that would go to the government. An example, if you made $100,000 profit, then 33%, meaning $33,000 would go to the IRS in the United States. Okay, I wanted to give you a great tip on how you can avoid paying taxes. I know this tip does not apply to all citizens, to all residents, all the people that are watching this video. However, certain countries have certain rules, they have certain added benefits that you can enjoy if you buy certain products. For instance, in the United Kingdom, Royal Mint products are exempt from profit taxes, meaning short-term capital gains taxes, long-term capital gains taxes. So if you buy a product manufactured by the Royal Mint, then doesn't matter how much profit you make, you pay 0% in taxes. And that is because these products, if you buy 1 ounce Britannia gold coins, for instance, these products are seen, as currency, because technically it is currency, it's legal tender. I know that this tip is only going to help some of you, but not all of you. And I understand that these exemptions may not apply to your country of residence, to your country of citizenship, but I still thought I wanted to point it out and to give you options, because maybe you can have your gold purchased, stored, and sold in a country, invested in a product where you just don't need to pay taxes when you sell your precious metals. How long have you been investing in gold and silver? What do you think of this video? Have I forgotten to mention any important points? Is there anything you would like me to discuss in a future video? If so, leave a comment below and let us know. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'm uploading new videos on investing, crypto, and digital nomad locations several times a week right now. Before I let you go, I got 3 recommendations for you. Recommendation 1, I wrote an ebook. It's a completely free ebook on how you can retain a life of freedom during challenging times, meaning the times that we're in right now. If you want to grab a completely free copy of my ebook, then all you need to do is click on the link below this video. Recommendation 2, I shared a video on the cheapest and safest countries to live in the entire world. If you want to find out what these places are, click on the link right here. And recommendation 3, I shared a video on the best countries for single guys. If you want to check out this video, click on the link right here. Thank you for watching.